going straight into slides. Okay, I think we're recording. I think we're ready. All right, so welcome to Ask the Staff at United Through Reading. Today we're going to be talking all about the mobile story stations and how amazing that they are. We'll give a little bit of history of how they came into play, how they work, some of the cool activities that can be done with them, where you can find them, and just talk to me and Angel about them. Angel, you with us?
I'm here. Hey.
Ah, awesome. Do you want to introduce yourself?
So my name is Angel Pavey, and I am the area coordinator for North Carolina and Texas.
Cool. And go ahead.
I was going to say, and currently we're around Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Yeah, but do you want to tell us where you are? Where you physically are
Currently,
right now?
my office is the Mobile Story Station East.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, so my name is Penny, and I am the Director of Special Programs here at United Through Reading. If you're not super familiar with our organization, that's totally okay. We're a nonprofit. Our mission is to strengthen military families' literacy, emotional well-being, just overall well-being and connectivity through the shared power of reading. And one of the ways that we deliver that program is through the mobile story station. So let's get started. Next slide, please. Okay. So I bet you're like we keep saying mobile story station, mobile story station. What is it? Well, it's actually a fully customized, it's two of them, two fully customized cargo vans, super cozy, and they're literally for recording stories, right? So again, two fully customized cargo vans. There is a mobile story station west. There is a mobile story station east. You definitely should be able to recognize them out in town because they're super bright. They have our Unite Through Reading branding all over them, and they are super fun and cozy on the inside. If you're checking out these two images, on the left side, you'll see the Mobile Story Station West, which primarily operates in the Southern California area, but you do see it from time to time. Take a little ride and kind of venture out. Then on the right side, we have the Mobile Story Station East, which actually ventures out a lot more. You'll see that all the way down here in Florida, where I'm currently located, and all the way up and down the East Coast, and as far west as Texas. In a perfect world, we'd like to see them both out on the road and going all over the place, and hopefully you will. So you notice they look just a little bit different on the build out just because they're two different models. The Mobile Story Station East is a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van. The Mobile Story Station West is a Ford, the Ford Transit van. So even though they're a little bit different, they still function exactly the same way, and they're still operate out in the community the same way. All right, next slide. So this is pretty cool because, well, one, we're with Angel, so she can actually show us the inside of hers. But before she does that, I'm just going to take a quick peek on the inside of both the vans. So their build out is pretty similar. They both have plenty of shelving for books, so there's plenty of books to choose from. And all those books are going to range in ages that are appropriate for 0 all the way up to 18. Because I like to put a few chapter books in there that are fun. There's going to be a super cozy, comfy chair in there. And then, of course, you can see from the pictures, we have our recording equipment, which is simply a tablet or phone, whatever it is you choose or we're using out in the field, and a tripod. Oh, Brandon, you're in. Hello, welcome. I hope that you didn't miss too much. We're literally just talking about kind of the build out the inside of the vans. The super cool thing about them is that they're equipped with nice lighting, so we can use it day or night. The once we close the door, they're not completely and totally soundproof, but they're very, very, very insulated, so they really drown out a lot. And the only reason why I wouldn't say it's completely soundproof is because we took it to one installation, and there was a sonic boom in the background, and that's, I mean, it's a sonic boom. So what can we do? So we did hear that just a wee bit. And so, like I said, each van has got like a super cozy chair. It comes totally stacked with a lot of all of our books. which are always constantly on rotation and changing. It should be noted that when the service member is using the vans, we actually do not stay inside with them. We like it to be a totally comfortable and private and personalized experience. So we record them, excuse me, so we set everything up and then we step out, shut the door so that they're in the space with just their self and in that moment. So it's pretty cool. But if you were to ask me which one's my favorite band, I don't I don't want to put that on the record. Angel, which one's your favorite?
I have a barking dog next door. So I mean, I can't say anything about the West, but I love the East.
Is there anything you'd like to add about just the general build out or interior of either of the vans?
I mean, they're just these really cute reading nooks. I mean, they're so, comfy to just sit in, cozy. I mean, you could even put your little, your child right there next to you and just snuggle up with your book buddies and read your book. It's awesome. I love it.
And they're also fun to drive. Don't leave that part out.
Oh yeah, all
Yeah.
day.
Okay, thank you. I'll let you mute yourself and your dog. The dog obviously likes the East Coast van more, I think. All right. So it's always fun to see in the pictures, but really it's more fun to experience it. So I highly encourage you if you see them out and about in your at your installation or in your neighborhood, please go check out the van. They're super fun. All right, next slide. So let's talk about the history. So and the origin of the van, if you will. Like, it's the chicken or the egg, right? Which one came first, the Mobile Story Station East or Mobile Story Station West? So the Mobile Story Station West is actually the first one to hit the fleet. I'm going to call it a fleet because in my dreams there would be 10 more one day, right? So I'm just going to start calling it that now so we all get comfortable. So the Mobile Story Station West came first. It actually hit the road. Oh, here comes the kitty cat. She likes the West one better. It actually hit the road back in November of 2018. And is that right? Yeah. Yeah, it's been that long. Okay. So it hit the road in November of 2018. And it was really well received. People seem to really like it. In its first 6 months, it had over 40 visits to different commands and units for recording events. We distributed about almost 1,500 books from it. So it was just this new thing and it was super exciting. So people really, really liked it. And liked it so much that we decided that we should do more than one, right? But before we did that, before we added the second one, we wanted to really show her off a little bit and just really see what she could do, especially when it came to places that were outside of San Diego. So yes, the first year we operate going to visit different commands and installations and using it in places like that in San Diego. But then we decided, what if we took this thing on a road show? What if we took it out, like really out and about? And so we did. And so if you're looking at this little cartoon, that's me and one of our colleagues, and we were out on the road in it, and it was really, really well received. People really like the idea of being able to record privately, kind of away from all the hustle and bustle of whatever event or location that we were at. And it was just really fun. So and when we talk about those road shows, which I'd say we're going to get into a little bit later, but I'll talk about just a little bit now. We've been as far oh, look, she's in the comfy chair. Excellent. We've been as far east in the Mobile Story Station West as Vegas, so that would be like Nellis Air Force Base and things like that. We've been as far north in it as somewhere like Edwards Air Force Base, and in our dreams. And when I say dreams, I mean we're already scheming and dreaming. We're trying to get as far as Pacific Northwest. So definitely, definitely love the Mobile Station West and the road shows and things like that. And I want to say that the Mobile Story Station East joined the fleet in not quite sure the month, but in 2022. Again, we wanted to be able to bring that same level of programming to the East Coast as we were implementing on the West Coast. And it joined us in 2022. And because we had had so much success with the road shows and going out to all these, especially secluded installations and things like that, we decided that this one was going to be, fully, what's the word? What's the word for it? I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it on the next slide. But we wanted to make sure it was put to full use. How about that? And so we have it transported from staff member to staff member in the various geographic locations in which we live and work, so that we can reach more of that community. Because again, the whole idea of these vans is we want to come to the service member, bring the service to them, bring our program to them, instead of having them always have to come and seek us out. So if you're asking me about more road shows, yes, please. Okay, next slide. And I hope I'm not going too fast. I'm sure the team will let me know if I am. Brandon, did you have any questions so far for us? I don't know if he's able to come off of mute. Okay, Brandon, I'm going to take that as a no, ma'am. I'm good. Keep going. Okay. All right. I'm taking it. So again, we love these mobile storage stations. Oh, no, so good so far. All right, cool. We got it. Brandon's good. Okay. So again, this is one of my favorite pieces, favorite ways that we deliver our program, because, it allows us to serve families literally on the go. It doesn't really matter, where they're located, as long as there's a way that I can drive into there. I mean, even if it's some grass, it's fine. I've parked on grass plenty of times. It allows us to serve families on the go. It only goes to military focused events. That should be highly noted too. Well, it only goes to operate at military focused events. So you're only going to see us like doing the recordings for service members at their events, and you're only going to see us distributing our books or literacy resources at those events. So I think that's really cool, and that's what's really special about it too. Um, as you can see in the pictures, these are some of the great places that we have been, and some of the really amazing service members and their families that we have met along the way. And it's really cool because it represents, our active duty, our guard, our reserve, our veterans. They've all been inside a mobile story station and done those really easy and convenient videos. So it's super cool. And actually, it's really fun because when I look at these pictures, I don't know if everybody believes me when I say this, but when I look at pictures like this, I can tell you where I was and what I was doing and what installation it was, and at least one positive thing that everyone said about the mobile story station. This little girl in the middle. So this is out in San Diego. There's a park that all the units use to have like their command picnics, and that's like where we were. I'm sure people on the team have been there, and I remember that was the first time I had come there, and that was the closest that I could park. And she was convinced that I was an ice cream truck, and I was like, I have something better for you. Okay, I have books and I have bookmarks. So you gotta remember that. Okay, next slide, please. So let's and Angel, please feel free to jump in. I know that you got the barking dog. I don't want to put you on the spot, but please add on to anything, okay? I don't want to leave you out.
I think everybody really loves coming in and like seeing the little library on wheels. It's such an eye catcher, and it makes you go like, what is that? What are you doing? And we get some of the most fun questions and the most fun people.
Okay. So you can't tease us like that. You got to give us an example of a fun question.
Nice. Well, let's see. Today I was at an event and they're like, what is this? What are you doing? Do you take people, like, do you bribe people with books and then take them places? Like, I'm like, no, this is all fun. You get to come in, you can record your stories, and then you get to take your book with you. And I promise we won't keep you in here more than you want to be here.
You know what my favorite question is? My favorite question is, can you drive this thing? And my response is absolutely. Absolutely. I was one of the first people to really drive this thing all around for sure. I drive it absolutely, and I like to think I drive it well. It has Apple CarPlay, so but yeah. So let's talk about some of the activities again that we do with the mobile story station, and we referred to it before, but I was kind of going pretty fast. So let's break it down activity by activity. So its primary function is to go to obviously we're bringing the program directly to the service member, but we want to facilitate those recordings. It's a great way to introduce people who have never used the United Through Reading app, but it's also a great way to reintroduce the United Through Reading app if they have used it before and to get them going again, because that's actually what we use too in the field. We use the app in our facilitator mode. So that's its primary function, to really just get out there, meet the service member where they are, and to teach them or reteach them how to use the app to video record those stories, and also how to request books and to share stories with other people. So that's super important. So after that, we do distribute quite a bit of literacy-based resources from it. So that would be, our bookmarks with our tips and our literacy guides and things like that. And of course, our books. We're famous for our books. I can't tell you how many times I have been called the book lady. It doesn't matter what neighborhood I live in. I'm the book lady, right? Because the kids know that the military kids don't have books. So it's definitely a huge thing. We use it as an eye-catching distribution tool, but also to facilitate those recordings. And of course, we want you to ask us, what is this? What are you doing? Can I do it? We want people to feel free to hop inside the van, to feel welcomed inside of it, and just be immersed in our world. Because we live it and breathe it. So when people step inside of the van, they become immersed in our world. And this is one of my favorite pictures because it was the first time that this family had heard about United Through Reading. And we probably spent about 10 minutes inside of the van, away from the hustle and bustle of the event, just talking about the program so they could understand how it worked, and how that they could have great access to it and our books. But we did it inside of my little mobile office because it's the mobile story station. So it's very, very cool. All right, next slide. And we Okay, so here's a big thing, of course. I get this all the time, and it's my favorite question. It's my favorite question. How do I get this fan to come to my thing? Right? That's usually how it's phrased. How do I get the mobile story station to come out to my event? I love it. So you can reach out, you can contact us at United Through Reading, and you can do that through a staff member you may have encountered. You can send an email to info@utr.org. The vans actually own their own emails too. I don't want to confuse you with that, but it is the Mobile Story Station East and Mobile Story Station West, but it's so easy to send an email to info@utr.org, or again, reach out directly to that staff member, and I promise you they'll connect you to the right person, which is, if we're talking about the East Coast, it probably is me. So you'll come back to me, right? And I'll check that calendar and see what we can do. We need all the details that you can give us. We need you to include just this full location, the date, time, and the event person. So the point of contact. I have to have the POC, point of contact, right? I don't want to get, we love acronyms around here. We've got to have that so that we know whether or not we can get permitting and permission to bring the van, because the last thing we want to do is show up to your event and not be allowed to park where the event is or close enough or anything like that. So that's super important. We'll absolutely follow up with you in a very timely manner, I promise, about whether or not the one of the vans are available for what it is that you want to do. The other thing to remember is to be able to accept and say yes to a request very much is subject to the current geographical location of each van. Again, like I mentioned before, they do move around from area to area. So you may see the van in Virginia one day, and it actually may be down in North Carolina the very next day. So whether or not we can accept your request or honor it, is definitely based on where it is. And that's why the further out from your event, the further in advance you can contact us and ask us about one of the mobile storage stations, the absolute better. The absolute better, so that we can see if we can actually do it. Angel, did you have anything to add?
There we go. Um,
Oh,
I can't
dogs.
say I do at the moment, but I know. It's just my luck because he wants to come check out the mobile story station too.
Yeah, he must know we have books about dogs. He must know.
I do. I absolutely do. Um, go dog, go. What? Yeah, no, I mean, I absolutely love getting information from people, and when we can take it places, I'm like, let's go because driving this thing is so fun. It's like a spaceship,
It
and
really is.
sending it places. I'm sad when it does leave me, because it's just such a fun experience, and driving everywhere, being a UTR billboard. Um, but yeah, I mean, we are so excited to bring this thing to anywhere we can.
You just got it yesterday, right?
I did.
So, yeah, so fun fact, it was literally in the DC area for a few weeks, and it just came down to where are you at? Fort
Lillington,
Bragg,
technically.
okay, so down Fayetteville, yeah, okay. So now it's going to be there for a month, and then it'll shoot back up to the Hampton Roads area. So it's all over the place. Eventually, for the holidays, which is my favorite time to have it because I get invited to the best parties because people know that I have the van. It'll be back down here in November and December, so where it can snowbird with me in Florida. So I'm always sad to see it go in the spring, but I know it's coming back at the best time, and I'm gonna get cool invites because I have this van. All right, next slide. So we just wanted to just put this up just for a little while. If you have any questions, if you want to request the van, like we said, if you just want to know its calendar, where it's going to be, if you just want to see if the universal lines and you're going to be at an event that it's at, please don't hesitate to email us. Please don't hesitate to reach out whatsoever. We want to see the van out in the community. We want to see it in high use. We want to see lots of people enjoying the recordings that we create in it, walking away with some literacy resources and, of course, a book. We love that. Some examples. And Tanya, if you want to take the slides down here in a second, you can. Some examples of places that you might see it. I think that's helpful too. So let's say it goes to a command picnic. Let's say it goes to a pre-deployment briefing or something like that. Let's say where's all the
It
places
hopped
you've
on a
taken it?
ship.
It hops on a ship. That's my dream. Yeah.
Oh, we haven't done that yet. I thought we did that at least once.
Oh, I'm waiting on a CO to pay for a crane to get it done, and it's coming. So where are some of the places, some of the events that you have used the mobile storage station?
Well, I've taken it to a family fun run for All American Week. So we got to be
Okay.
part of a race.
Okay.
We have taken it to a splash pad park, which was really fun to watch all the kids have a great time. And then, when they're dry, enjoy their books. Um, we have done, oh my goodness. So I remembered this earlier. So I've been out to Camp McCall, and so it's one of the training areas for the Special Forces Q course. So I was invited out there for the spouses to actually participate and do the Q course. So
Oh,
that was
wow. Yeah.
something.
Okay. I just took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took it down to Joint Base San Antonio. So this was at the Freedom Fest. And that was super cool because it was 10,000 service members, and it was joint. So there was so many different branches. So it was really cool because there were so many different walks of life, and dispersing to different places, right? They got to experience it and do lots of and of course. So the 4th of July parade in San Diego. All right. So okay, and I personally am biased. I think we're one of the best entries, and that would be the Mobile Story Station West that participates in that. I mean, we could sit here all day, and I promise you, list a million places that we have taken this thing, and a million more that we want to take it. A million more places that we want to take it, but she and I. We have a special place in our heart when it comes to the Mobile Story Station. Oh,
We
that's
took it
right.
to,
Pier-Side.
oh,
Pier-Side. It goes
yeah.
Pier-Sides to recordings for the aircraft carriers and the submarines. Yes. So we are actually allowed, which is harder than it sounds to drive on a pier, but it can be done. We've done it, right? We actually drive the van out Pier-Side on the wet side of some of the naval installations, and we have the sailors come off the boat, come down, step in, do a recording prior to like deployment and things like that. And they're always like, "You got this thing on the pier?" And I'm like, "Don't ask questions, just get in my van. Just don't ask questions, just get in my van." So
I
Pier-Side,
may
all
or
right.
may not, I may or may not have actually had it on the field where they trained the paratroopers when
May or may
nobody
not, I
was
don't know.
looking.
Hey, it's, this is on the record, but it's off the record with me.
I know nothing.
Okay. So yeah, so it's just really nice to be able to be so mobile with the United the Reading program, and just to really get into all these cool spaces, and take that burden off the service members and families of coming to find us, because we are doing the work to come and find them. And yeah, that's so if anybody has any questions, just let me know. But that's what we've got. That's the mobile story stations and their story.
I am going to make a request because as I am recording this, I'm going to switch my view to speaker view. And Angel,
Okay.
would you give us a tour of inside the mobile story station? That way, whoever is on now, but also
Yes.
whoever views this in the future will be able to see as you show us.
Absolutely. Let me loosen my
Okay.
tablet here because it is ready. All right. So I'm not sure how big I am on screen, to be completely honest, but I am moving it around where I kind of.
Uh-oh. I think your hand's on the mic.
My hand is on the mic.
No, I can hear you now. All right, hold me steady. I'm seasick.
All right.
I'm a sailor's wife.
So this.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So here we have our MSS East with the awning out. Okay. And we actually had an event today
Angle it.
where I offered. Yes.
Angle it down. There
so
we go.
this is our big comfy chair, and I call these the book buddies because, I mean, can you really truly be comfortable reading a book without a buddy? So that's our nice big comfy seat. No, there are not seat belts in it. They won't let me. But I could totally do it if they did. They have vent. And so I already had up here ready to go for
Uh-oh.
and had a display for military themed books because we like to do a Veterans Day Classroom Initiative where our service members can kind of share a little bit about their jobs, what they do, and kind of speak to a class of students that they're not anywhere near. And so classrooms all over the world had some various books, and then up here
Uh-oh. Might be
a
losing
little
your signal
awkward
just
with
a
a
tiny bit.
tablet. I do apologize, but there's my fun
It's
little
okay.
seat, my view. Oh, I would. Okay, so apparently inside is a dead zone for internet.
Yeah.
So there's the fun. We have a table for our events and all. We have a fan to kind of help keep it from getting too hot in here. Oh, we've got some kind where I might have more service.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
So when we're out,
yes, we do need Wi-Fi in the vans.
Yeah, and so I have a hotspot that I use just so that I know, because they're highly insulated, right? Because we want to make sure that the service member has their privacy, and so I have to use my little Wi-Fi. I use my little hotspot Wi-Fi so that I can upload straight from the van. So absolutely, thank you for taking us on that tour.
Well, There is no hotspot here because the cell service alone is pretty rough, but I
Okay.
got it as close to my house as I could to steal off my Wi-Fi. So
I see. It's almost in the living room.
that's the garage, but yeah,
Yeah.
there's books in there too.
Awesome.
So Penny and Angel, and Crystal, because I know Crystal does our mobile story station on the West Coast, how far out in advance are the mobile story stations booked?
It really, okay, that's a really good question because I'd like to know about if someone's having an event. I really like to know at least 1 or 2 months in advance, but honestly, um, the van itself can be booked months in advance. Like for example, we're already putting things for them for August. We're already saving space on the August calendar for events. So the farther out, the better. If the event is less than a month away, I'm going to be honest and say we probably won't be able to make it, just simply because that's taken, like it's just too deep. I mean, um, we have events on, looks like for the Mobile Story Station East all the way into October, and it's only May. So I need as much lead time as possible.
Well, I'll ask one more question, then I'll open it up for everyone else to join, and
Okay.
then we don't need
Okay.
to keep folks. But
Okay.
as Penny, Angel, Crystal, even Sam and Emily, Bessie have all driven the van, where is your favorite place to go? And where is your dream location to go with the van?
What? Okay. I will go first. You ladies go first.
I mean, I know Penny mentioned it earlier, Pacific Northwest. We're so excited to get up there and go around to all the different bases up there. But dream, I would love to go on a tour wherever we could go. So that would be amazing.
Okay. Emily, where are you driving it?
I want to take it on an aircraft carrier. I think that would be so cool to
Yes.
put it on the elevator and have it go up, and then it's just with the San Diego Bay in the background. That's my dream.
Okay. Sam, where are you taking it?
Okay, so this is kind of a bigger dream, but I've always wanted to get UTR up in space, so maybe bringing it to a shuttle launch. Might not get the MSS in space, but coolness by proxy. Maybe do some recordings of astronauts before they get sequestered or something.
Fair, fair. Okay. Does that leave just me?
I mean, I'd
Is
be
that
down for a trip to Cape
Well, we
Canaveral.
got
Yeah,
Angel
sure.
and Bessie too. They need to share
Yeah.
their.
Okay. Angel, where are you taking it?
I'd be down for a trip to Cape Canaveral. That sounds fun. Let's go on a rocket.
Oh, and that's Florida, right? That's
Yeah.
me. That's with me. Come on,
Mhm.
let's go. You're already in the van. You have the gas money. Let's go.
I mean,
No,
it'll take me a few hours to get there.
it's fine. I'm here.
When's the next shuttle launch?
Hard. I don't know. That's the other side of Florida. That's the cool side. I'm over here on the quiet side.
You know it'd be cool though.
What's that?
Disney.
That's my dream. Okay. Okay. All right, Bessie, what do you got? What's your dream now that you've experienced the mobile story station?
Well, I don't know that I need to be the driver. And I also don't know where we've been before. I think it'd be fun to have it at like professional sporting events, like one of like the salute to service games, one of the NFL games, when they do like the tailgates for military. I think that would be cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I actually did
Agreed.
have it at so last year we participated with the Fayetteville Woodpeckers. They are a local baseball team and they do a lot of salute to service military tickets. And so they actually let me drive the MSS around the concourse and I got to be right there at the top of the stands. Yeah, we gave out a ton of sponsored items and their mascot is Bunker the woodpecker, and he came by and he read in there, and it was so fun.
Awesome. That's cool. Um, let me think on this. Like, so I have actually driven it some pretty cool places, both of them, some pretty cool places. One time I was headed out to Fort Irwin, and if you haven't spent much time out there, please note that they have wild donkeys out there. And it was the first time in my life I had ever seen a wild donkey sign. And I and it's a real thing because you have to be really careful on this long road going in there because you are likely, not likely, but you can encounter a wild donkey crossing the street. So I thought that was really cool. I never saw one, but I just thought to myself, I would have never experienced this if I wasn't driving the van out here. The second coolest place is I think I was going to Lemoore, and I was driving around out there and I actually saw a real live Roadrunner. And spoiler alert, they're really small. They're really small. So that would be really cool. And then if I got to talk about my dream place to take it, I agree with Disney. We all know there's a military base resort down there, and I just think it'll be the coolest thing ever if to drive it over and for those kids to wake up and just let the mobile story station be outside, and there's your book for the week while you're on vacation. So in between rides in Disney, I can definitely be there to entertain you with a book and record and parents. So I'm on board with the Disney things. Whoever said that, I want to go too. There's only two seats in the van though,
You and
but
me, we got this.
okay, all right. So everybody else is gonna have Shades of Green. That's what it is, the military resort. So yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
we've talked about how the van can make its presence felt at maybe commands or on bases. Can we dig a little bit into, for people who might be watching this later, from a corporate perspective, how would a corporation or a larger organization, how would they go about booking the mobile story station for some type of like employee engagement event?
Oh yeah, sure. That's actually a really good question. And that has happened quite a few times in the past. So when we're talking about like a corporation employee engagement, really it's the give back aspect of it, right? It's like how can we engage with them to give back? So we just need again some lead time, a few months in advance really, really helps. If we are going to if we are going somewhere where the van is not geographically located, we have to ship it there. And when I mean ship it, I mean actually put it on the back of a truck and actually send it out there. And one of our staff members would meet it there. In a couple of ways, and then we would also have them actually donate stories to the story bank. So let me back up just a wee bit for that. So on our app, we host spotlight stories because not all of our military families have the time or access to constantly update new stories for the special children in their lives. And so we ask corporations who want to do an employee engagement event with us to video record themselves reading books. That obviously we choose the books and things like that, but we let them do it inside the van so that they can have that full interactive experience, and that our end users, those kiddos, recognize that location from where they're coming from. They also can do the bookmarks for us while they're waiting. Angel's actually holding up one of the cool bookmarks. They can do the bookmarks for us while they're waiting for their turn to record in the van. So I hope that that's a full answer for you. I'm hoping. Okay. Anybody else? Ladies? Brandon? No? Everyone's feeling good? Everyone feels like they're full of van knowledge? No?
Hey Penny, I think it's worth mentioning that when we do those corporate events, they also can record stories for our story banks. Because we just had T-Mobile and they recorded 12 stories, and some of those were in Spanish for our story bank. So that was a great thing for them, for us and them.
And I'm glad that you're mentioning story banks because those spotlight stories, that's how they're fed from the story bank. So I'm glad that you brought that up. Thank you. I didn't mention story bank. Right? Yeah. Oh, yay. I haven't been referred to as super dope in so long, Brandon. So thank you. I'm so, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. I mean, outside of what we've talked about, I think that that's pretty much kind of the ins and outs of the vans, unless you want to know which one runs on diesel and which one runs on unleaded, which is true. One of them runs on diesel, one goes on unleaded. What brand? Oh, so what area are you in? So that's actually a great question because we are everywhere. That's the best way to describe it. Geographically speaking, for our staff, we are very much dispersed. Um, and it looks like you're in Fayetteville, so you be down here, you down there where Angel is. So you actually have a staff member and a van that's literally in your area a few times a year. But we also do travel quite a bit, and then also the mail helps us quite a bit too. And of course, the app is always in your back pocket. So we're everywhere. The best way to answer that question is we are everywhere.
And if you're interested in the next event coming up, I will actually be out at there is a roller rink on Elm Street. And so it's Roundabout Skate on Elm Street. I will be out there with the Stephen Cohen Foundation, and I will be giving out resources there. And the other event I have next on the calendar will be at the Bragg Unique Boutique on Fort Bragg, and that will be a recording event. So if you are in the area and you're available, come on out. Just follow the socials and hopefully we'll meet up.
Yeah. And again, you can always send those questions to info@utr.org and we'll connect you to the right person. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, yeah, we got an awesome. Okay. This is making my day. All right. Okay. So I think that about sums it up. That wraps it up. Again, if you've got extra questions, just definitely follow our socials, like Angel said, check out our website, unitedreading.org or utr.org. Send us an email at info@utr.org. You just find us and we'll find you. And hopefully if we have enough lead time, perhaps, we'll get a van out there. Yeah. That's good stuff. Oh, excellent.